Another question that I have received from a student is that what's the what's the clear messages from the universe when we're on purpose? What's the universe? How do we know when we're on purpose from the universe? What is the feedback? My personal feeling is I don't know if you're going to get a response from the universe. I don't know if the super Laniakea cluster in vast distance of space is going to send you a message. I don't know if the Milky Way is going to send you a message, but I do believe that your physiology will give you a message. Your psychology will give you a message. The people around you at your work and your social life and your sociological will give you a message. And maybe events that occur in your life might be offering you feedback. So I want to kind of ground that a little bit. I can't guarantee the whole universe will, but I do believe that the world around you and the world within you can certainly give you feedback. There's a feedback system called autotelia, which is your physiology and psychology, and your sociology and your theology. All of those can offer feedback, but I might want to ground it a little bit closer to the earth so we get feedback that way. I'm sure that's what you meant, but I just want to make sure it's clear. Uh, so some of the signs that left you on when you're on purpose is you're grateful for your life because you're doing the highest priority actions daily and you're doing what you love. You're inspired by the mission and vision that you're on because this is what's priority to you. You feel that you have meaning in life. You're more magnetic because you're exemplifying what's possible for other people, and people are wanting to be purposeful, and then they're drawn to you because they're around somebody that's living authentically. You usually have more productivity in the sense of you're doing things that are priority that's producing something, either economic returns or social impact or something. You're obviously more poised, less emotional and volatile. Those are all signs. Your symptoms, see, anytime you're living in lower priority activities and not living purposefully, you create symptoms. You get epigenetically, autonomically induced physiological changes that give us symptoms. Your heart rate goes up or down, your blood pressure fluctuates, goes up or down, your blood sugar goes up or down, your emotions become volatile. These are all symptoms that you're away from the center. When you're centered, you're more centered. I mean, imagine this: if you go to work in a day, and you did the highest priority actions throughout that day, the very highest priority actions, and you feel like you were on top of the world at the end of the day because you ticked off your check off on your highest priorities, and you've got, wow, I got a lot done today. What a powerful day. When you come home, you're not as volatile. You're more resilient and adaptable because you lived in priority. Anytime you live in higher priority activities, you're automatically more resilient and adaptable and less distressed. So your distress levels are lower when you're on purpose. But if you go and do low priority things in the day and put out fires and let the world on the outside dictate your day and wipe out your day, and you never got around to what was really important to you, boy, when you come home, you'll be a bear. And if your spouse did the same, she'll be a bear and you'll have a clash. Or your kids, you'll take it out on the kids because you were unfulfilled. If you don't fill your day with high priority actions, it fills up with low priority distractions that devalue you. And when you devalued, you're more volatile, more emotional, less governed. See, when you live by your highest priority and your purposefulness, then what happens is your executive center comes online, your medial prefrontal cortex comes online, you're more governed, you're more centered. So that's the feedback you'll get. Physiologically, you'll have less symptoms. You'll have less fantasies and phobias, fears. You'll have more focus, more priorities, more highest priority activities. You'll end up with more income usually. You'll end up with more acknowledgement, more appreciation for your day. I mean, the list could go on. But the universe, as I said, I don't know what the universe is going to do. I can't guarantee there's going to be a cosmic ray coming from the center of the Milky Way, or a radio jet's going to hit and zap you and change your genetic code or something. But I will believe that your physiology is very clear. If we're sitting there infatuated with something, where parasympathetic system goes online, slows our heart rate, and makes us go into rest and digest. If something is challenging us, it gets the sympathetic goes up, heart rate goes up, blood pressure goes up, blood sugar goes up, ready for fight or flight. And so our symptoms are letting us know when we're off on poles. But when we're synthesized and centered and prioritized and objective and have equanimity and we're doing something that's meaningful and we're inspired by it, we have autonomic regulation, and our physiology will create a homeostasis and a wellness quotient And it'll show up in our cytokines. If we were to measure our cytokines and inflammatory hormones, it'll show up in the balance of excitation inhibition in the brain, and we can measure that. We can show up the balance in our hormones. All the neurotransmitters and regulators and neuromodulators in the brain will come back into balance. I mean, these are all measurable things when people live purposely. So we can measure those physiologically. Psychologically, we'll feel graceful. In fact, when we're not centered and we're not purposeful, the grace ratio of our antagonist, agonist, and antagonist muscles fight. There's tension in the body. When we're on purpose, they work in reciprocal inhibitions and they balance each other, and there's a fluid motion. When you're graceful in movement. It's not trepidation. And so physiologically and psychologically, we know our physiology gives us feedback when we're on purpose. And usually when we're doing something that's deeply meaningful and we're having sustainable fair exchange with people, usually that helps us in our relationship dynamics. There's more long-term relationship. There's more transactions in business. There's more people that feel that they're grateful for our contribution. There's more meaning in we feel meaningful in our life. These are all things that will automatically change if we're living by what's highest in priority. So that's some of the feedback you'll get. Your physiology will give you feedback. Your psychology and your intuition will give you feedback. Your sociological feedback at work and in social life will give you feedback, and at home. And maybe even the comedies and tragedies that normally happen. So if you get really, really cocky and exaggerate yourself and arrogant and get puffed up and narcissistic, you get tragedies and humbling circumstances and distracting low party things to bring you back down. And if you get really down, you get things to lift you up. The world around you is trying to help you with tragedies and comedies and support and challenge, trying to get you back in equilibrium. So when people are criticizing you, it's not a mistake. It means that something you're doing, you're puffed up and somehow challenging their values, and they're giving you feedback. They're trying to get you back to authenticity. And when they're lifting you up, they're trying to tell you you're below where you really are. And so everything is guiding you back into the most meaningful, purposeful path. So I think that our physiology, psychology, sociology, and even our theology, the tragedies and comedies of life, are giving us feedback and guiding us. So I don't know if it's the whole universe, can't guarantee that, but at least in our local universe, our local world that we have around us, and our local social life and physiology, we can certainly see it there. Our physiology and psychology are the two that we want to listen to the most. Those autotelic systems are the key to self mastery. But I can't guarantee the other ones are not giving you the same feedback. But I don't know about the whole universe, but at least our local world. So that's the feedback you will get. You will definitely be letting you know when you have to ask the question whether you're on purpose or not. You'll know because you'll be centered and poised and present and powerful and purposeful, prioritized, patient, and empowered.